Calculating future value using compound interest is called compounding. So if we are compounding an amount, we are actually calculating its future value using a certain rate of interest for a certain period of time. And in this process, we actually take a present value and then multiply this value with what is called the compounding factor. If we have a look at this compounding factor, it is 1 plus rate of interest, that is r, raised to the power n, where r is the same rate of interest that we have referred to earlier also, and n is the number of compounding periods. To begin with, the calculations of future value using compound interest, we would say that n is the number of years, but later on we'll see that this may not be the number of years, but this may be the number of periods, which could be months or weeks or even days. Let's have a look at this example. What will be the future value of 100,000 rupees after 1 year using compound interest at 10% interest rate? It is actually the same example that we used for simple interest calculations. Now, there is a formula that we have just seen, that the factor, that is the compounding factor, it is multiplied by the present value. And once we multiply this factor with the present value, in one go we get the future value using the compound interest. If we have a look at the solution, we see that 100,000 rupees are multiplied by this compounding factor, that is 1 plus 10% raised to the power 1. Because r is the rate of interest, in this case it is 10%, and the time or the compounding period is 1, which is 1 year. And as a result, we get an answer equal to 110,000. I would like you to compare it with the answer that we got of the future value using simple interest. A comparison would show you that the amounts are exactly the same. That is, the same future value by applying simple interest and the same future value applying compound interest. Now, when we talked about compound interest, we said that the future value in case of compound interest is more than that of simple interest. So how would you justify this same answer? It is actually because in the first year, the interest is always applied on the principal amount, whether we are using simple interest or we are using compound interest. So for the very first year of our calculations, the result or the answer of simple interest future value and the compound interest future value will be the same. But this will not remain the same in the years to come. Let's continue this example. Here we have got the same amount of 100,000 rupees at 10%, but now we are calculating the future value after 2 years as we did with simple interest. Now have a look at the same formula. It is future value is equal to present value into 1 plus r raised to the power n. And here the present value is 100,000, rate of interest is 10, but now n is equal to 2. So when we apply this formula, we get a future value which is 121,000. Again, I would like you to refer back to the answer of future value with simple interest. The answer was 120,000. And here we have got the answer equal to 121,000. Why do we have got a greater future value? The answer is the same that we discussed earlier, that in the second year, we also earned interest on interest. That is what compound interest is. The first year interest was only on 100,000, but the second year's interest was on 110,000. That was the value at the end of year 1. So In the second year, the interest earned was 110,000 plus 11,000, which gave us 121,000. So these calculations actually show that when we increase the number of years, the future value in compound interest keeps on increasing as compared to simple interest.